won't put that down on there.
No.
Because it'll stain it.
It will stain it.
So I won't do
What,
that.
is this his handy little table?
Yes, which I...
You didn't like, but
No.
we can now keep as a handy little
No,
table.
it's not. We're not keeping it. I've got nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody might find that handy.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be the next stage of going green. And I would consider this affordable. Right?
Yeah.
Because this was only 200 quid.
Yeah.
Right, to purchase this.
Yeah.
And if you go, just have a look behind me, to which I will show on the, I'll take a screenshot of that, put it on the screen. But basically, this is the main Tado website, which is what we're talking about here, making our house greener from a heating point of view.
Why is it greener though?
Because you can set the radiator temperatures in individual particular rooms.
Okay.
And you can turn things on and off. Even it has something called geofencing. So as you wander out the house and you're the last one out, it knows that and goes, hang on a second, shall I turn the heating off? And it tells you on your smartphone. And you go, oh right, okay. And the water, of course. So that's going to be the next kiddie for us. But I'll come back to this. They are saying that if you do not save enough money, as in the cost of this and more, then they'll just give you your money back. They guarantee that it will.
Well, how much is this then? And what's in the box?
Well, you ask me questions, I'll undo that and I'll show you.
Yeah. And also, there's part of me that thinks with the Internet of Things, isn't there a risk of cyber attack?
It's a secure website that you go to because you have to register an account with them
Yeah.
in the first place, and then register these devices with it. So this is your thermostat, which will replace the one you already have. That's what that thing is.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you need to connect it. I've got so much paperwork to the internet. Oh, talking of paperwork, I had to order this from Germany, right? Because that's where they are. You don't have to. You can buy it on Amazon if you like. But this is all the paperwork that was in the box that came with it.
Oh, that's
What
just...
a bloody faff.
Yeah, but that might be because of Brexit. There's more paperwork
Well,
now,
exactly.
isn't
So let's save the planet. Not. And this is the connection to your boiler. So you.
Okay.
And this is the gizmo that will talk to your boiler. Do you remember that thing with the timer of the hot water?
So that goes.
That
so that
connects to your
replaces
boiler.
ours under our boiler, and that's the one that goes on the wall in the hall.
That's the thermostat.
Yeah.
Go in the hall. Doesn't have to go in the hall because it doesn't have to go in the hall. It could go in the room where you want it, or you could have multiples of those. And then this is the thing that connects you to the internet.
Where'd you put that then?
Well, that connects to the router, so it's got an RJ45 port on the end of it.
Oh, okay.
Right. And that's it. So that's what that's going to
What's
do.
that?
They give you cables and connectors, but
Okay.
I'm not going to use half of this stuff.
Okay.
Right? But I'm not a technician or anything to do with central heating or anything like that, and I haven't been sponsored by Tado to go and buy this stuff. We just bought it. So there are online instructions all the way. All this is wireless. We'll see how long it takes. According to some YouTube stuff I was looking at earlier, it can be done in under an hour.
So how much was this and this?
Well, no, all three things, including the internet gizmo, is £199.
Yeah, but you've also bought thingies, haven't you, for the radiator?
Yeah, but that's coming. That's the next stage.
Okay.
Right. So, but initially you could just start with just this bit, so you can turn your heating up and down.
So if it doesn't save us 200 quid,
Then
they will give us our money back.
yes,
And that's just by being efficient.
yes.
Got you.
So temperature in the right places at the right times, on an individual basis. That's what the radiator valves do as well. They actually turn the heating up and down because you can set timers on individual things as well. Plus, this is obviously it's internet connected, so there's an app.
How did you know about it?
When I was looking at the more green things you can do, this is one of the best ones. There are lots of devices out there that will connect to Amazon Alexa and Apple's HomeKit and the Google whatever it's called, but they're things. But this one seems to be the most favourable one when you look at doing that type of thing with people. That this is what they use. So we're going to get it all plugged in and we'll see. The radio valve bits haven't turned up yet anyway, so this would be the first thing. And set the account up online, and then connect all this lot.
Okay.
Then you obviously download the app on your phone as well, sign in, but once I've got it all set up.
Okay.
So anyway, so that is the next green stage. The instruction manual that comes with it is fairly straightforward. Manual for professional installers. It's interesting. The word professional installer scares me a little bit, but you know, let's have a look and see what we have to do. So it says number 1 are the clearly detailed 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you've got this 4 and 5. So 4 is depending on your type of heating system you have. The wiring diagrams look a bit scary to me, but we'll see. That's for a combi boiler. We don't have one of those. You pair your wireless receiver, which you would do in the end. That's what that thing is, by the way. It's a wireless receiver. So actually, let's just take a step back before starting all this. So what we have is we've been in this house for over 20 years, going all the way to the roof. So there's a water tank. Then below that is a hot water cylinder, and then that's down to the ground floor where the boiler is in the kitchen. And in the hallway is a thermostat, and then old radiators, adjustable temperature controls on them that you do by hand. So this is going to make it all smart for us as well. So the first thing is to connect that item there to the internet, and then you pair things with that. I do have my computer already connected to Stephen Fiona, and now wants me to add things. So I've created my account. I haven't done anything else. Okay, here we go. So the first thing this is my Virgin Internet router, and these are the 2 cables that I put in for this purpose, because what they do is they give you, I mean, look at the size of that and that. So I don't think they're going to be used. That's rubbish. They obviously give you a little power supply as well for collecting, but I won't be using those either, so I'll just use the plugs that are down below. Anyway, what it says is to simply install the internet bridge. Connect to that, do that, move that way up. There we go, we got a load of white lights. Connect the internet bridge to the router. If no, press and hold the powering button until the LED starts blinking. Or not until it starts. Oh, hang on, it's still flashing. So the bottom one says power, the next one says router, and the top one says cloud. There you go, you're now connected. All the lights are on. Now it says put it into pairing mode. So you press and hold it. So I'm done. I'm going to say pair what with it. The first thing is to pair that with it. So again, that's in plastic. Let me just, it's kind of a bit like wrapped up like Apple products, which is fairly good, I suppose. So we'll take that off. We'll pull that tab out, which will release the batteries. And then it also, oh, it says Tado and hi. Cool. And then clip this to the back of it, plug it in away and go. It's wireless, so I don't need that. So now it says pull that out, press and hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. That's it, pairing, or attempting to try and pair, and if successful, they join together. I wonder how long that's supposed to take. It's right next to it. That's the first one stuck in. There we go, it's paired. So that can now get screwed to the wall. Now it says that I need to replace the room thermostat. So what I have to do is switch the power off first, and then using the 3 connectors that are in this bag, connect up the cables that are presented so that I can decommission it, take it off the wall, and then put the other one in its place. So let's get on and do that. One there. Now it comes off. Oh, it's got a back plate within actually the wires fitted in it. Okay, main power turned off. The alarm's beeping at me. And just to be doubly sure, I've turned the boiler one off as well, to make sure these are not live. Now, these little connectors are quite good actually. Hold that in there. You lift one side up and the cable inside, little clip goes up on the side. Actually, that's quite solid in there now, so that can go in there. Now that's in. So it says here that this one's the common cable, which is that one, and it goes in with the live, which is the red one. Clip it shut. That's it. There now. All done. Back to the garage, turn the power back off. Are we all back on? Yes. So the next stage is to remove that back box. Not attached or anything. Yay, gotcha. And then that, I'll just keep that with the thermostat that was here, should we ever move. So here's the new one. It's slightly bigger, so that's good. It will cover up any of those holes. There are some little markers on, some holes on the back of that, which look like they're the same as that. So take that bit off. That can go in there. Oh, perfect. Same size. That just clips on there. So no screws hold on. Yeah. You go bottom in, no you don't, you go top down. That clips in. Oh, that's better. Cool. There's a click. There you go, it's alive. Well, there we go. That's the internet and that bit done. Okay, right, next stage. The boiler controller. There's the boiler, and next to it is the controller. Let's see if we can take this off. Oh, this is going to be the biggest problem. I bet that don't move, does it? I bet there are screws underneath in order to get that off. Now obviously it's live at the minute, so I haven't turned the power on. Now as you can see the lights are still on. So before I disconnect any of this, I'm just going to hope that it is like this. So I'll just unscrew those two. I think I'm going to have to get a little mirror first. Maybe the wife's got one, hang on. See, the wife has got some compact mirrors, brilliant, just the job. So what's under there? Nothing under that side. Oh, there's a screw, there's one there. And one at the end as well. And they're right at the back. Yeah, well that's going to be fun, isn't it? So I need to have a look at a load of screwdrivers now. See if I can get that thing off. Oh, maybe that little one will do. Anyway. Oh, what a nightmare that was. Mirror and one of those. It's undone. Moment of truth. I've turned the power off to the boiler, but not on this. So hopefully this has just got yes. Right then, assumptions time. Let's hope it's the correct assumptions, but I think it probably would be. Now, let me show you what I've done, how I've come to this. So first of all, take a picture with our phone of the existing setup. If you have a look at it in more detail, then we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there are 5 cables in there. There's one to the left of the red and the blue, and then there's 2 at this end, which is my kind of earth coloured cable, and the red one. So there's 5 cables. Now if you go back to this plan, this one has got 4 cables. I don't need that torch on, hang on a second. This one, which is the S plan, has got 4 cables. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the Y plan one has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the earth is the separate one there. If you go back to that, the earth is that one down there. So it does have an extra cable. So in which case, it's the Y plan, in which case that is how we'll wire it. Actually, one slightly annoying thing which I found, obviously that's a standard back box size, this isn't. We need to mark a hole there and drill that. I'm just going to get a multimeter and test these volts anyway. Just going to see if there's anything on there. I have got the power turned off. I'm just going to, oh, actually, I need to look at, where's my glasses? There we go, old fartdom. There we go. I'll just lift that up out the way for the time being, and you can see where the new one has to be. So I'm going to put a screwdriver in there, put it in that hole. That's there. That will cover up that hole. Sorry about that, battery died. So what I've done is I've put the back box on, taken the old one away, screwed those in, fed the cables through that side and put the other cable through that side. Earth is quite obvious. The rest of the wiring, including those two links, are as per that wire diagram at the top. You can see, forget my writing on it, I ended up using the colour codes with my pen, which worked. So now we're on to the pair the wireless receiver. So didn't put the cover back on, did turn the mains back on. I pressed the pairing button on this for 3 seconds. I haven't put the retaining clips on, which I've got here. I will put those on in a second. Well, there we have it, it's done. So I'll put the two retaining clips back in for the cable holders because they're not actually being used because it's come through from the back. The last thing to do is put the cover on and test it. So we'll do that. So this just tells you it's on. This is a wireless connection to the internet, which is good. These two at the end here, hot water and heating. So if I press the test icon, which is on the top here for the hot water, the boiler should kick into life. This goes obviously a flashing orange colour because it's in testing mode. Boiler's on, press it again, off it goes. Similar sort of thing for the hot water. The hot water signal does take a bit longer actually for it to turn on, but it should do in a second. Maybe a second, maybe a minute, who knows. What I will do though, there it goes. So it's requesting hot water, which is good. So then I'll turn it off again. Now, last thing to do before I screw all the bottom on is take a picture. One picture of the wiring. You can't really go wrong, there's only 5 wires. Well, and the earth. So there we go, that's it. So just pop that on there. And the rest of it will be done obviously on the app itself. This will time out, by the way, if you don't touch any of them 2 testing buttons. I think it's 2 minutes, then they'll go back to being white again. That's it.
So, Steve, you're now a professional installer then?
I wouldn't say professional, but there were only 5 wires. 2 of which you can't bugger about with, and the other 2 you're left with 3 to hook in. So yeah, overall I think it was actually fairly good. I mean, the whole plan was not to replace the boiler, but to replace that thermostat and the old timer for something which is, well, more modern than 20 odd, how many years have we been in here?
24 years.
Yeah, so it's time we had something which was on an app via the internet, and something you could turn like your heating on and off and things like that when you go away from home, which we sometimes forget, so we won't need to be doing that now. We both have an app each, and if I look at what's left, obviously you got the welcome guide, setup guide, still have that. You got their little plug-in thing, a bit of wireless cable, useless 2-foot cable, that's it. Absolutely nothing left. So yeah, it's all done. And so now it's the next stage. I'm very impressed with it. I've been online, been through all the settings of the heating and stuff. None of that was set up, so I didn't really know what to do. Now it does. But it's the geo-fencing bit, which I like. You go too far out, well, as soon as you leave this place and go wandering, it says, do you want to turn the away mode on rather than home mode? And away mode is 5 degrees and that's it. Turn all heating right down or off, nearly, if it's more than 5 degrees. And so yeah.
It won't do that if you leave your phone at home.
No, it is linked to your phone. Geofencing is linked to your phone and my phone. I mean, we're the only two that are on it at the minute. But as soon as these phones travel away from this house to whatever range we set it to, it will then prompt us to say, do you want me to turn it all off?
And we can control the heating when the children are at home.
Yes. Turn it off, you mean?
Yeah, or turn it down.
Turn it off. So when they have showers, they have nothing but cold showers.
That's horrible, Steve.
No, it's not. It's very nice. It's perfect, because they do the opposite to me. They use all the hot water up and don't leave me with any.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, anyway. But the next biggest thing to this is thermostats. And at the minute, we got one, which is in the hall, and that's set to 18 degrees. So when the hall gets to 18 degrees, it will turn the heating up or down, depending on whether it's hot or cold. What we need to do is invest in the thermostats, in fact the little radiator ones. These are thermostats as well, and these can actually be attached to all the radiators. And that, I think it's 0.5 degree temperatures. So you can say I want that radiator on 20 degrees and another one on 5 degrees and whatever. So you have total control then.
I suppose that's a bit of a joy if you're a very detailed person and a pain in the arse if you're not.
Well, yeah, but it's all on the app, so you can just simply control it. I mean, if you come around here, this is what you see on the app, but it actually shows it, you know, same on any browser. This is a Mac, obviously, but the same for Windows. So it just shows you what's on and off. And all the radiator valves would be here. You can also set zones up for like rooms, if you like. Think of it that way. So you can say bedroom 1, want that to be 18 degrees, 12 degrees in bedroom 2, hallway number 3, or whatever. You can pick and choose what you want to do. I haven't ordered loads of those just yet because I want to, spread the love, as in the money. I don't want to spend it all at once. But 200 quid for what we got so far is stage 1 to replace a 25-year-old heating system controller, that is, for something modern, which I think gives the ability to add more stuff on. Well, there we go, that's the first part of it done. So the next stage is to fit the radiator valves. So we have total control all over the place, and we'll have a look at the Alexa app as well, and that skill. So all it does is remain for me to say thank you. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.